Welcome to our final day of our transatlantic cruise, where I'm going to show you all about disembarkation of Disney ships in Barcelona, Barcelona itself, and getting home to the United States. Please know, this video was very chaotic because our day in Barcelona was very chaotic. Getting around the city was a lot, and with 4 kids and not having our own private car, it was a lot. So today is disembarkation day, and we have a big day in Barcelona, but it is in the morning. It's about like 8:20ish, and it's pretty empty on the ship because most people are at breakfast or they have debarked. Right now I am working on some letters for the crew, and well, I'm working on getting those done, but I'm walking to meet my family. But the letters are super important. If you get a chance, if you want to leave a note to a cast member, this is how to do it. Disembarking was quite the adventure, as no one really knew where they were going.
Just got off the ship, and Bags and Go, where we're leaving our luggage, is literally in the cruise ship terminal, so you don't even need to we picked up our bags right here, and Bags and Go is literally right on the other side. You don't even have to leave. So you get off the ship over there, and Bags and Go is literally right over here. You don't even have to walk across the street, nothing.
Here's another view. Sarah from the future here. So when we were disembarking the ship, we got the bags to go thing settled. We walked outside the terminal, and it was absolute chaos. I don't know if it's always chaos in Barcelona, but it was very chaotic for us. There were lots of lines, people trying to catch cabs only taking a few people. I think they were taking like 3 people or 4 people max. And so if you had a family of 5, you're having to split up. And so we ended up pairing up with another family. We were a party of 7. They were a party of 5, so that meant 12. So we split into 3 different cabs, and we made our way to Sagrada Familia that way. We had never met these people. It was just so bizarre, but it was very chaotic. That's why there's no footage here. The kids were getting antsy. There was no way you could walk anywhere. I think looking back, again, this is Sarah from the future. Looking back, I think the right move in Barcelona is to have a private transfer ready. It is to rent a vehicle. It is to have plans. It is to have a tour that picks you up at the port so that you can get into the city, because the city is not right there at the port. It is a pretty long walk into the city, just like everything else in the city. Lesson learned. And I've been to Barcelona many, many times, so I don't know why my memories were foggy, but I forgot how far everything is away from everything else. And so if you only have a half day or a full day, if you only have limited time in the city, you need a private tour. You need a private car. You need some way to get around. And if you don't have that, you're not going to be able to see everything you want to see. You may not get very far at all. As we learned in our experience, it was very difficult to get cabs throughout the day, and maybe this would have been easier if we had gotten the internet package on board, but we didn't, and so I guess we just weren't prepared for our day in Barcelona. However, we did finally make our way to Sagrada Familia, and in time for our reservation.
We took our kids to the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, Spain, and it is not disappointing. This is one of the few historical locations and cathedrals I absolutely recommend taking little kids to. It is very inclusive and absolutely awe-inspiring, and the kids are just having a blast here, which is surprising, but not really if you've been here.
When we left Sagrada Familia, we tried to find our way to a pizza shop that ended up being closed. So I guess this is another lesson to do your research and to be flexible when things don't work out. And if you have little kids, you gotta pack your snacks, which worked out wonderfully for us because we just sat on these benches here and had a snack while we regrouped and figured out what was next. We then found another shop and got ourselves some pastries. And then we made our way from the Sagrada Familia all the way to Park Güell. We were so excited to go on this adventure with our kids.
After a little snack near Sagrada Familia, we're making our way in Park Güell. And the kids are super excited because they have learned all about some of the things in Park Güell from Little Einsteins. And so we're on a hunt to go find the dragon. And they are stoked. Got live music. It's just incredible.
The thing we love about Gaudi is the whimsy in his art and how inspiring it is even for our kids. We had the best time, but we also needed to get those churros and get back to the airport. So we made our way from Park Güell all the way down to Las Ramblas into the city center of Barcelona. It was a long journey, but somehow we made it, and it was so fun to get to share with our kids an experience that we had had getting churros and chocolate together and enjoying that snack before making our way back to the airport to catch our flights. We absolutely underestimated how vast Barcelona was because getting to the airport did take a long time, but it was so worth it getting to spend those extra hours in the city with our kids. Upon arrival at the airport, we needed to find our luggage at Bags to Go. Where the luggage was located was in a very interesting spot where the buses were, and we had to make our way all the way to this other part of the airport to collect our luggage, which was just kind of out there, and make our way back into the airport and find our family and make it through security and everything that goes along with that. Now that we've done Bags to Go, I think we would definitely do it again, but the process was just a lot to take in. A few hours later,
Finally on the flight.
our time in the airport was complete chaos, and I guess you get what you pay for with budget airlines. But when we got on the flight, we were pleasantly surprised to see the activity book that Level had provided for our kids. I'm not kidding when I say that we spent like 2 hours in line to try to get like our tickets all organized with Level, and it was an absolute disaster because we had a lab child. But I mean, I guess this sort of made up for it. I don't know. It was still quite chaotic, but we had a great flight back and loved that we only had one flight. I will say if there's any parents out there, you need to pack an extra change of clothes in your carry-on that's going on the plane with you, because my child absolutely spilled apple juice on me on the flight, and that was rough because this was a 9-hour flight. And you're probably wondering, did our children sleep on the plane? And the flight left at 6:30 p.m. Barcelona time and was supposed to arrive 9:30 p.m. Eastern time in the United States. So we were hoping that the kids were going to sleep, but we're totally prepared that if they didn't, we would get a hotel on the East Coast before we came home because we had a drive ahead of us. And they did not sleep the way we expected them to. So this was the situation when we arrived at the airport in the U.S. We had gotten our luggage, and now we needed to use the restroom and get our rental car and check it out and make sure everything was good with it, and then get on the road to see if we were going to stay overnight or if we were going to drive straight through. We went to a hotel, got some sleep, and then got up the next day and drove home. Which, as everyone knows, driving on the East Coast of the United States is a mess. Like all the time, traffic is just nuts on the Northeast. But it's okay. We made it back to our home state of Virginia and got home safely and had a wonderful trip. That makes up the conclusion of our day in Barcelona, our travel day home, and our trip. I know it's been so many weeks since we've been doing this series, and I'm so glad to have you join along. If you missed any of the episodes, you'll have to go back to the playlist and check them all out. I'm so glad to have you here. If you want to see more videos like this, please leave a comment below and subscribe to see more. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.